Hello friends, and welcome back to this week's Self-Love Masterclass. For those of you that are new to this channel, my name is Renee Love, and I'm a self-love coach as well as a Reiki master teacher. And here we talk about all things self-love and energy medicine. Welcome. In today's video, I want to talk to you about the importance of guarding your attention. So let's first begin by looking at why is it even important for us to guard our attention. I think that it comes as no surprise to any one of us that our world is changing rapidly in ways that we are so grateful for and definitely can appreciate, and in many ways that can be a little bit scary at times. When we are feeling our most vulnerable, we're not as connected to ourselves, clear about things that are important to us, what we want, etc., we are more likely to get carried away by the things that are happening around us. In other words, the more disconnected we are from ourselves, the greater the self-love issue, and the more likely we are to give our attention away to things that won't necessarily help us to grow and evolve and heal and become better, but in fact things that do the very opposite of that. Things that can leave us in this position where we're looking outside of ourselves and comparing ourselves to other people, maybe feeling a little bit jealous or envious of other people. Certainly, it leaves us feeling like we're unsure about where we are in life, not clear about what we're doing in life. We start to question everything. We may even notice that our faith gets rocked. We become disconnected from source, whatever that energy is for you, whatever you call it. It just puts us in this place where we are more likely to feel disconnected, anxious, depressed, lost. The other thing that you see a lot of the time, and if you're a conscious person who's really paying attention, you probably see this happening to yourself at times, but even more so when you're looking at how other people are operating in the world. It's like when we're disconnected, when we have a deep self-love issue going on, we get really, really caught up in our ego. Everything is about trying to impress people. Everything is about trying to get likes. Everything is about trying to sell without having heart. Everything is about give me, or what can I get? And not about spreading love, not about compassion, not about healing, not about us being really deeply connected to who we are and evolving ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And as I said, if you really pay attention, you can see that the world around us is becoming a little bit more self-absorbed, a little bit more narcissistic. And while in so many ways there's a lot of spiritual growth happening, a lot of spiritual movements happening, and a lot of people that are healing, we're also seeing more and more people falling into this like weird sort of energy, this weird sort of vibe where it's like you don't even know who these people are or like what they're about. It's like being in a sea of people that are all hypnotized or under spell or in some kind of amnesia. This is why it is so important for us to guard our attention, because wherever we put our attention, things grow, things manifest, things happen where we put our attention. And certainly the kind of attention that we give to something also makes a difference. So if I give my attention to a lot of negativity, well, what do you think is going to happen? I'm going to likely feel more negative, and I'm going to attract more negative people, and I'm going to bring in more negative situations into my life. Now, if you've been watching my videos for quite some time, you know that there isn't necessarily anything wrong with the negative. The negative is a contrast, and for many of us on a self-love journey, the negative occurrences in our life are actually the things that fertilized our growth. And yet, let's be perfectly honest, I don't think there's any one of us that wants to continue to purposely go through negative experiences, right? We want to be more connected to love. We want to be more connected to joy. We want to feel more in our purpose. We want to feel more grounded. We want to be of service. We want to manifest the things that are going to not only help us to feel our best and be the best version of ourselves, but leave the world in a better place than we got it, right? We got a lot of stuff to do with our time on the earth. We don't have time or interest in unnecessary self-inflicted negativity. On the other hand, if we are focusing our energy and our attention on the things that are really important to us, the things that really matter, the things that help us to heal, that help us to grow, that help us to become the best version of ourselves, well, how do you think we're going to feel? We're going to feel pretty good, because that is what it looks like to be operating in vibrational alignment. The key is to understand that we live in a world with all different kinds of energies. A lot of us get really caught up in thinking that we should try to stop everyone else from directing out certain kinds of energies or messages, or we blame it on social media and technology, and it's all these things around us, and we think that that's the way to control things, or that's the way to change things, that's the way to, help us to get better or heal or whatever it is. And while I certainly have an appreciation for many of us that are doing service work that is involved with holding people to account and holding certain organizational, groups to the fire, like that is just one way to really affect change and heal. Before that, we really need to be being responsible for what's happening inside of ourselves, even if the environment around us isn't changing, or let's face it, won't change anytime soon, or certainly not in our lifetime. We cannot allow ourselves to be at the effect of the things that are happening around us. And this is why it is so important, again, that we guard our attention. So, what does it look like to guard your attention? Well, it could be any number of things. One of the things that I personally like to do is I like to limit the amount of time that I am using technology. I like to do things like create morning and evening routines that help me to do practices that keep me in my body, that keep me connected to the universe, to God, to Source, that help to keep me in alignment with what my intention and my purpose is here on the earth. And those are just a couple of examples. When I'm working with clients individually, we get to the root of where their lack of self-love is, how it manifests and plays out, where are the patterns that they typically get caught in. And then from there, we customize, okay, here are the things that we need to do to guard your attention, to ensure that you stay in your higher self as much as possible so that your ego just doesn't take over. Guard your attention. It is so important. Friends, it really comes down to you being clear about what matters to you. What are you committed to? When you are clear about that, then you have clarity on where to put your attention and where not to put your attention. If you have no idea any of this stuff, like if you're just like, I don't know what I want, I don't know what I'm committed to, I have no idea. If you are in the mental state of cluelessness, that is one of the easiest ways to leave yourself vulnerable and susceptible to the external forces of all different kinds that want your energy and attention so that it can get you to do and buy the things that they are creating. We are all consumers. We are all here in the world, and all of us have a purpose and have different things that we're going to be attracted to. You want to participate fully in this life experience, fully in the world. But what you don't want to be is somebody that is just bubbling around in the matrix, somebody that is not standing deeply in who they are, but somebody that is just following the herd. That is what causes us to feel lost, depressed, disconnected, unsure of ourselves. That's what lowers our self-esteem. That's what has us just be a total mess. Because deep down inside, we all have the desire to deeply know ourselves, to self-actualize, to heal and evolve, and to become the highest version of ourselves possible before we leave this earth. Friends, I hope that this video has helped to presence you to how valuable your attention is. You often hear, that we vote with our dollars, that our votes matter. I would like to also add to this that your attention does all of those things as well. Whatever you give your attention to, you support, you feed, and you help to grow. Your attention is not just valuable to yourself, but it's valuable to everyone else. And it is the reason why so many people are trying to get your attention. But first and foremost, your attention belongs to you and the things that matter most to you. Well, my friends, it has been such a pleasure doing this video for you. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. It helps me to better understand what content you find valuable and what helps you to heal and grow on your personal self-love journey. Also, do remember to share these videos with your friends, your family, and the people that you love, because all of us are on a self-love journey, no matter where we are individually on the journey. Last but not least, if you are looking for a way to work with me one-on-one, all of that information is in the description box below. I'd also invite you to follow me on Instagram, where I post pretty regularly. And with that, thank you for your time and your attention. I wish you growth and wellness until we see each other next, don't you forget that we are in this together.